You join me in Eastbourne. I'm on the beach, just walking along, and I've got my camera. Now this isn't a photography video. I just wanted to get out with my camera and do something today. So I've decided to come down to the beach. I think the tide is going out. I'm not entirely sure, and I've got new boots. I've got from Millets, just some cheaper boots, nothing like my Scarpas. And yeah, they're made by Peter Storm, I think it is. So yeah, it's just nice to be out. Oh, it's been 9 years since I was here last. Someone's doing yoga on the beach behind me. Don't know if you can see them. I can't see them because I'm wearing glasses. But yeah, it's just wonderful to be here. This is bliss. I can see some of these, I guess, markers marking where the groins are, but I think that's where the pipes are from memory. Just off in the distance there. I think that's what, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where the sewage pipes are, because when I was a kid and swimming here, and you go in front of the pipes, you feel the squelching between your toes, and it's definitely not a nice feeling. Actually, the tide might be coming in. Yeah, I'm just trying to find a composition that will work. In some of my videos, I've had people asking me, why come back to England? Why do what I'm doing? You know, I'm being stupid, there's politics and, you know, England's going to down the shitter and everything. Well, it's always been the case, you know, it's England, there's always something to complain about. There's something to complain about everywhere you live. But the reason why I'm doing this is so I feel at home, and since I've been here, it's a weird feeling. I feel at home, but I also feel like an outsider because, well, I'm only a few days into this at the moment, but because of the wealth of experience I've gained from living in Australia. Definitely a change of scenery. Things are way more busy than I thought it was going to be. You know, when you're in Perth, you think you go to the city and it's busy. You think that's busy. Well, I went into London with my aunties. That was busy. That was overwhelming. And with my motion sickness that I've currently still got, I feel like I'm moving side to side and up and down. It's definitely hasn't made it easy. By the way, I hope the noise isn't too bad. I've got my mic here with my windshield on, blocking hopefully by my beard a little bit as well. It's just a windy day. So I'm going to try and find somewhere nice to take a photograph. I'm going to do a long exposure. I wanted some cloud cover, but it's blue skies. Well, I can still do long exposure black and white photography with clear blue skies. Just go for that nice minimalistic look, high key, and I think it will do quite nicely. I'm not sure about this. For ages, well, when I left here, I didn't really come down because it was whipped away from me. Mum wanted to go back to Australia so quickly. We were running out of money. I wasn't in the financial position like I am now to do it. I wasn't in the right mindset to do it as well, because it's a big risk. And at the time, I wasn't the person I am today. Like, what I mean by that is, back then, I was struggling with my mental health. I was struggling with my anxiety. I was struggling to read people. I was struggling to sort of fit in. I was focusing on what my interests were. I wasn't really bothering about, you know, social media, doing videos and stuff. I wanted to do videos, but just to capture what was going on around me. But now it's all about sharing, connecting and meeting people, which is what I love to do. But yeah, it's just so nice to just be on the beach and pick up a pebble. I really wanted to hear the sound of the waves coming in and receding, and the sound of those pebbles. But sadly I don't have that right now. I'm going to watch the conditions for a while. But yeah, it's just beautiful being back. Some of the reasons for coming back: one, I can't afford a house in Australia. Just far too expensive. The prices are going up extremely quickly. Whereas here in England, you know, when I move to the north, you know, where I'm planning on renting, the houses are cheaper and they're not going up as quickly. And also living here, for what I'm doing, my photography and everything, I've got a much larger target audience. I can even pull back. I think there was less than 3 million people in the whole of Western Australia. And to put that into context, if you put Ireland, Scotland, Wales and England together, it will take, I think it was 13 of those to fit into Western Australia. Also, Perth, Western Australia, is one of the most isolated cities in the entire world. You don't really think about that when you think of Perth, but it is. It's the most isolated city in the world, which is just absurd. You know, the target audience for like photography is very small. You could do workshops, but eventually you'll run out of your target audience. And the sort of workshops that I want to be doing that'll bring in money are more specialised workshops. So specialised photography in Western Australia is limited. It wouldn't be like years of, you know, stuff that I could do. Also, the cost of living, you know, for food and stuff. I couldn't buy fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, because it was so darn expensive. Also, just travel as well. It's so much cheaper. And I've also got some workshops lined up with a friend, or it's working in progress. One is possibly in March, and another one is in May of next year. It's going to be 10 to 15 participants. If he lets me know what the dates are and the link and everything, I can link you in on it. It's so nice to be back. It really is. It's lovely. I just, you know how I'm feeling. It's just one of those, you've got to pinch yourself sort of moments. And I feel like no matter how many times I pinch myself, it never feels real. When I got here yesterday, it was a bit late in the afternoon, shops had shut, and there were a lot of homeless and a lot of just, I guess I can say it now, chavs on the streets. I'm not scared of them, you know. I've dealt with the worst in Australia. I don't feel threatened at all by them. It's just, when I've got my camera gear out, I'm just a bit more hesitant. I live a happy life over here, and I'm not going to move back to Australia, no way. The only thing I'm going to do in Australia is go back for trips and adventures. But yeah, I've got to be careful with my money. I bought a few things today, like my new boots, they were £100. I bought myself a Swiss Army knife. Well, not a Swiss Army knife, it's a Leatherman. I needed a knife, because you never know how useful a knife is. And when you're out in the field and you just need to use it, you know, maybe a pair of pliers or something to fix your tripod. That's what I've got here. This was a little bit more expensive. It's got a few more little extra features. It's got a fire starter included in this. It's got a whistle, it's got a knife or two knives, it's got a saw, a nice pair of pliers, and this will hook into my backpack as well. Yeah, this was about, I think, £120, so it is expensive. But I bought one of these, I've got the Surge, I think it is, or the Wave, and I've had that one since I think it was 2009. It's still going, but it's wearing out. But this will last me 10-15 years easy. So yeah, anyway, I digress. Other reasons for moving back is for working with brands, working with companies. I've got more abilities to work with them here, and when you're in Australia I didn't. Like one, for instance, MPB. I've been using them since 2014. I love them. I really love what they do, and they have gotten a bit bigger now. They have changed sort of how they work. The fundamentals and the morals of how they work is still the same, and I enjoy it. I enjoy getting gear from them. You know, they always look after me, and that's not just because I'm now affiliated with them. If I have had a problem, they've always rectified it very, very quickly. So yeah, there's just so many more possibilities for me here. And even like you in England, you probably take this for granted. Walking into, say, a chemist, like Boots, I was flabbergasted by how much you can get in there. You can even buy food. In the chemists in Australia, they are very small. Yeah, the Boots here in Eastbourne, I'd say all the chemists that I've been to in Australia would probably fit into that one chemist here. So yeah. There were some other things I wanted to cover. Oh yeah, I bought a new suitcase. I bought myself a bigger one because my other one was just too small. I was getting a bit cramped, so I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with that suitcase. I am thinking about like donating it to a charity shop or donating it to someone who's homeless, so they've got something that they can keep their stuff in that will be nice and dry. Yeah, actually I know what I'm going to do. I can see there's rain out on the horizon there, not too far out. I'm going to wait until the clouds come over. I think the tide is coming in because those groins are actually getting more and more covered. Might go a little bit further up the beach, or I might go back down. I would definitely want to take a photo today, even if it's just one. Anyway, I realise I'm waving a knife around. Yeah, the whole time since I've been here, well, I've only been here, it's now Monday. I've not even been here a week, and I've already forgotten Australia. it feels like I've been here a month, though I haven't been. Maybe it's because I haven't got a sleep pattern yet. Every morning, well, this morning I woke up at 3:30, and I've been going to bed at around 10 or 11, so I'm not getting much sleep. I've got the motion sickness, which isn't helping. Oh, maybe I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to think about what car to get. You know, in some of my videos, my earlier videos, and maybe my recent videos, I was talking about getting a Mini Cooper because it's going to be cheap to run, it's going to be fuel efficient, so cheap, and I think I can go through ULEZ, but I'll be looking around spending about £5,000 on a car. The reason why that is, I don't want to do a load of work on it. I don't want to, worry about doing the suspension or ball joints too much. I want to get something a little newer. I can do all that work myself. Yeah, I don't want to have to worry about doing something for a while. I could put it off for a few months or whatever. So what I'm looking at is either the Mini Cooper, I'm not sure about just the hatch, or the Clubman, or the Countryman. But if I look at the Countryman, then I'm also thinking about a Range Rover Evoque. Now that's a four-wheel drive, a bit more clearance. I could put a rooftop tent on it. It's a bit more roomy inside as well. I do like sitting up a little bit higher. Only con is that it's a little bit more thirsty on fuel. But I think to be able to go down a country lane if it snows and not have to worry, that is a bonus. I'm wondering, do I get a Range Rover Evoque? They're not too bad, I can get those, but they only seem to sell them in diesels. Now I'm always a bit dubious about diesels, because if you don't service the diesels often, they can build up a very thick black gunk on the inside of the engine. So without having an inspection camera, I might buy an inspection camera to check on the rockers, the valves and everything. But also diesels are higher emissions, produce higher emissions, so I would be paying high amounts when I go through ULEZ. Oh, I don't know. I would love a Mini. I love something small. I've never had a small car. Oh yeah, am I missing Mum? Originally I was, when a couple of days in, but now I'm starting to get used to it. But what happened yesterday, as soon as I came here, was the realisation that I'm not going back to Australia. This isn't a holiday. This is a move. This is a big move. So yeah, it made it very scary, very daunting, and I got slightly depressed because of the whole overwhelmingness to it. If I wasn't doing my photography and I was just doing a day job and doing what everyone else does, or what most of the people do, then yes, I would probably get a little bit depressed and down and start to think maybe I have made a mistake. But for me, as a landscape photographer, and who also does a bit of motorsports photography and other genres as well, and someone who wants to explore, do adventures, the business opportunities and the market for me is so much greater. The resources at my disposal are so much greater. If I was living over east in like Victoria, Sydney, or that, then yeah, it'd be a little bit better, but it's obviously more expensive. So there's pros and cons to each, but I'm really looking forward to getting out and hiking, doing some wild camping, going to Iceland, Faroe Islands, going to Europe. I've got friends saying I'm welcome to come over to the Netherlands, France, Italy, Finland, Switzerland, Sweden. It's just, yeah, it's incredible. Where, that's very achievable to go there. But to do it from Australia was not achievable, and it didn't make any sense for me to do so. So that's, the reason for coming over. And this, I only decided to actually move over back in October last year. Not even a year, and I'm back here. And I just had to speed things up for family reasons, but yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna have to find a new composition and take some photos, because yeah, the tide is coming in. Actually, I might just stay here and wait for the tide to come to me, because I think the groins that I've got here, looking down that, towards that, but I'll come out a little bit, have the groins, and I think it'll work quite nicely. Yeah, stay here for a bit. I've got a drink, water, then afterwards I'm going to go to the pier. We've got some clouds coming over, which it looks like they're moving really quickly. So I'll get set up soon, take some photos, and hopefully it works out, and it'll be the end to this video. You'll see it there. And this isn't going to be the only thing. I'm going to be doing so much here, and so much for the photographic community worldwide. It's just a mountain of work, and I don't know where to start, but I know I've got to start somewhere, and that will definitely happen. But first, I've got to get myself sorted. I've got to get a house, I've got to get a car, I've got to get a bank account sorted out. I've got so much to sort out. It's unbelievable, and I've got to do it all myself. I don't have anyone that's going to help me. So I'm doing this alone, and it's bloody scary. But my mum done this before 3 times with us. So my sister and me. Wow. Anyway, I'm going to get my camera out and I'll go and take some photos. I've got my 5D Mark IV with me, and I've got 16-35 in my case filters. So yeah. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now, everyone.